Man, uh,
Wow.
goddamn, I guess. I don't know about full goddamn, but
Wow. Hey, man. Oh, man. What is going on, everybody? Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today for your Friday episode of the news. This is episode 280. We are 20 episodes away. We are 20 fucking
you
episodes away from episode 300. Crazy, crazy,
know,
crazy work, bro. Crazy ass work. But how's everybody doing, man? Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today. Like I said, for your episode of the news, we're going to talk about all the news surrounding the wrestling world today, and then we're going to end you guys off with the Forbidden Door 2025 predictions that we were not supposed to be doing a review for about a month and a half ago, but Tony Khan decided it was time to basically, without saying it, drop the the New Japan type of like every match has to be an interconnected AEW and New Japan match, and um he actually decided to give us a rather interesting looking show this week, this weekend. So I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited for. I'm very excited for. I can't believe I'm fucking saying it because I was ready to blow my head off last year with that fucking show. But a show that actually looks pretty decent, man. So what do you know? Um, the show actually doesn't look too bad, and we will be on here with the review for Sunday night's Forbidden Door. So, with that being said, if this is your first time watching, guys, do not know how the show works. Every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central, we are on here with NHP Unscripted, and every Friday at 3 p.m. Central, we are on here with the news. And for the WWE and AEW pay-per-views, we are live directly after the show goes off the air with the official post-show review, man. So, with that being said, if you guys did miss Monday's edition of Unscripted, that is available for you guys on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every single Tuesday for NHP Unscripted, man. So, with all of that being said, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, where you can find this beautiful piece of Notorious Heels merchandise live on the merch shop as we speak, man. So, with all of that being said, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at NHP, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. Sir K, go ahead. Tell everybody, please tell everybody what you are smiling about this evening.
a lot of things to smile about right now, man. Um, so a lot of things to smile about. We got a good weekend coming up this weekend. Next weekend, man, I'm excited. I can't believe we're fucking. They got us to watch full gear. Oh man, yeah, fuck, goddamn, I'm sorry.
It's been a week.
Forbidden Door. It's been a week. They got us to watch Forbidden Door, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but for the pay-per-view itself, comparing this week's and next week's. I think I'm a little more excited for Forbidden Door than I am Class, just a little bit in terms of the pay-per-view itself.
Mm-hmm.
I can't fucking believe it. This show was literally meaningless last year, and this year it's actually looking fucking flames, man. So Tony Khan finally locked the fuck in. Good for him. If only he could do that on the weekly basis,
Ooh.
but he cannot. Trust us, he cannot. But I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Like Durante always asks, how's the life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? JT, um, anybody else in the live chat? Anybody else in the replay? How you guys doing? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
Hey, man, I am not too bad, bro. Not too bad, man. Honestly, just chilling, dude. Just chilling. Yeah, that's basically about it, to be honest, bro. Just chilling. That's all I got, man. That's all I got. Just waiting for Forbidden Door. Waiting for Forbidden Door and waiting for Clash in Paris. Mafia, the old country, is obviously old news. It is behind us, unfortunately. It is that was pretty much what I had going on, man. But now that that's done, I don't know. Story to be continued, I guess. So I guess we find out shortly. Probably, if everything goes okay, I will probably end up opening my John Cena this weekend and maybe starting Twisted Metal season 2. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see where the wind takes us, but that's what oh shit, Forbidden Door. Well, I got today and tomorrow, so we'll see. We'll see. But hopefully I'm able to fucking finally start Twisted Metal, but regardless, man, I'm doing good. As Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. What about you? Durante, Logan, Bell, and my guys are part of the Replay Mafia, which one of them is in the live chat. My man JT and JB. How are you guys doing? And thank you guys so very much for joining us, as always. JT says, have we watched season 2, episode 1 of Peacemaker? He says, in his opinion, it was okay. And it shows you where the characters are in their lives. That's what's up. I've actually never watched Peacemaker. I hear it's good, though.
I've seen like parts of it. I didn't watch it fully. People say it's really good. And it's just an added thing to a massive list of just random superhero shows I have to watch. So I'm just it's tough, man. It's tough, but it looks really good. I can't lie.
Yeah, that is what I hear, man. That is what I hear. So, but yeah, so yeah, man. Honestly, that's pretty much it, bruh. So, like I said, we have a very interesting week of news here today for you guys, man. A couple AEW stories, mainly WWE stories, obviously, from throughout the week. I couldn't find anything really concrete about it. I was just seeing people talk about it on Twitter in terms of like rumor wise, but are you seeing this stuff about like WWE wants to lower the ticket prices, but like TKO has some like debt that has to be paid off by next year? Or have you been seeing this? Cuz I have.
I actually haven't seen that yet. I wouldn't be shocked about that because it's a very common thing to go off on a tangent about that. That's what happened with the Fallout games. The like parent company was in debt. So that's why they made 76 and they kind of made like an online kind of a cash grab. If we're being honest, I liked it, but it was kind of a cash grab. And that was why because I guess they were in debt and they had to like they needed a way to pay it off. So I actually wouldn't really be shocked about that.
Well, would you look at that? For all my basketball references, Sergey's got a Fallout reference. This guy's got a fucking answer for everything.
Speaking of Fallout, man,
Okay.
season 2 looks fire, man. I can't wait. Season 2 looks flames.
There's
They showed
a
that trailer.
Yeah, I was gonna say I follow a couple, or I'm subscribed to a couple people, and I seen people were reviewing it. So I am excited for you. I know you enjoyed the first season, so but
So good, dude. I can't believe they actually made it. I like it so much because I did not think it was going to be good. I thought it was going to be like so like horribly done, but it was actually produced really fucking good. So I'm excited for season 2.
that is the exact same way I felt about Twisted Metal. I thought I watched
Mm-hmm.
it and I was like, first couple episodes, I was like, I'm gonna just tap in because Samoa Joe's in here. I want to see how he does with Sweet Tooth. I've always been a fan of Anthony Mackie, one of my a childhood classic of mine. I don't know if
Truly.
a kid should necessarily be watching, but a childhood classic of mine was 8 Mile, right? I know there's a couple scenes in there that probably a kid shouldn't be watching, but whatever. We ball, but but
Vice City at 5 years old. We
yeah,
ended up being okay, bro.
it's all good. It is all good, but so you know I was like, I'll give it a watch. I want to say it might have been episode 2 or 3. after, girl's brother dies and she starts forming this relationship with Anthony Mackie's character, John, that shit, it hooked me. It fucking hooked me to the point where Samoa Joe was so good at being Sweet Tooth, that wasn't even the best part of the fucking show, because they crafted this story between these two that was just it was so goddamn good. And I felt the same way you felt about Fallout. I was like, this is probably going to be a show that they made, you know how like movie games games turned into a movie normally turn out. A lot of times it's very just shittily done, but man, it was so fucking good. So I felt the same way, man. I felt the same way. Hey, Logan, I was right there with you, bro. I was right there with you. I'll say the best parents are the parents that let their kids watch and play a bunch of crazy ass shit when they're not supposed to. So they say. I use that term loosely.
It's one thing, because if you're one of those parents that do, because that ends up just making that thing a taboo thing, that when that kid gets older, they're still gonna want to experience even more than they would have even wanted to as a kid. So good luck on that one for some of those parents.
Hey, I've seen it. I've seen it in the distant family, bro. I've seen it in the very distant family. It does not work out well to shelter. I can say that. But anyways, this isn't a podcast about parenting. Okay, that would be a great that would be a great topic of conversation, but it's not. So, anyways, man. Logan says he thinks it made him a better person. Well, it certainly didn't stop you from being late. Okay, because you were late again. This is ridiculous. This guy says he got dinner cooking. Are you serious, man? This guy's taking an eating break. This is ridiculous. You got work to do, man.
We're cooking.
What are we doing
right now? We're cooking. This is the only thing that's cooking right now, man. What the hell?
Yes. we are supposed to be cooking. NHP. NHP. Notorious heel parenting. That could be
It's fire.
Man, Logan's got dinner cooking, bro, but he himself is now cooking.
He's got cooking. Exactly. Imagine the shirts, man. Us on a stroller. That should be fire, bro. That should be fire.
Hey, bro.
Wait, why would we be on the stroller? Never mind. Scrap that idea.
Yeah, we might have to be pushing the stroller. But regardless, bro. What up, Lonnie? I do not know who King Cobra JFS is. I do not. I'm sorry.
I do not. I thought I saw that name on Twitter today, but that was a name I didn't recognize.
Please enlighten me. Oh, damn, he passed. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear that. That sucks.
Prayers up to my man King Cobra JFS, for sure.
Truly.
Well, anyways, we were just talking about cooking. You know who's not cooking? WWE. Because
they are not.
They have announced, as you can see, they have announced for September 20th, Saturday, September 20th, WWE WrestlePalooza Indianapolis. Which, if you are a fan of both companies and want to watch both pay-per-views, you would know that there is another show September 20th at the same time. It's called All Out Toronto. And WWE have decided to resurrect a ECW pay-per-view for one of their, as Triple H put it in his tweet, he said something like new home or home base for Indianapolis for WrestlePalooza. As you can see, the logo here is it's pretty cool logo. But if you look at the bottom, streaming exclusively on ESPN and Netflix internationally. And this is going to actually be the first pay-per-view streamed on ESPN, with the last pay-per-view on Peacock being in about a week or so with Clash in Paris. Here's the logo, which, like I said, the logo is pretty cool. I like the graffiti behind the buzzsaw. It's pretty cool. I like the logo. What I don't like is, again, we talked about it last week when we heard the idea of them introducing Bad Blood. I thought it was going to be called Bad Blood. However, I do like that the October pay-per-view is always something new, or it's always something that we haven't seen in a while. I like that instead of just doing, we got to do Bad Blood every year, or like, creating these rules that aren't rules. So I do like the idea of them, introducing a new pay-per-view every year. I don't know why the fuck a place like Indianapolis is a home base for them, because I seen like I seen people talking about like how WWE has like 3 home bases now. They have Saudi, they
That's all I'd
have
say.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you've seen the same post. They have Saudi, they have what's Vegas, and
Vegas.
now Indianapolis. Like what, why the fuck Indianapolis? Like what like hey,
What happened to Florida?
I I don't know what happened to Florida. I don't know what happened to Chicago. I think Vince might have liked Chicago a little better than Triple H does. I mean, Vince at least gave us an annual pay-per-view every year, but that's neither here or there. But regardless, how you feeling about the name WrestlePalooza, and how are you feeling about WWE officially? We all know what's gonna happen, bro. But WWE officially interjecting on AEW's turf.
The logo first, man. Trying to get at least something positive out of the way. I like the logo. I thought when I first read the name, I was like, damn, it's kind of stupid. But the name kind of grew on me so far. That's a nice logo. It's a fine name. I don't know why you would do a Palooza pay-per-view and not do it in Chicago. That we have, the music festival, Lollapalooza. I don't know why they didn't put WrestlePalooza in Chicago. I thought that would have been perfect, but that's just me. That's just me, man. But it's in Indianapolis for some ungodly reason. Why they're one of WWE's major cities, I have no clue. I want to know who's a part of the board that lives over in Indianapolis that explains it. Um, but the pay-per-view name looks nice. The name and pay-per-view logo, it looks nice and it looks cool, man. Talking about the other side of it, the counter programming side. I think it's just weak as hell, man. I think it's just lame and weak and annoying, dude. Um, AW, they're not gonna lace your boots. They're not gonna touch you financially, globally, none of that shit, dude. I don't know what their obsession all of a sudden now, with just destroying AEW is like everything we hear is that they want to take AEW out the business and they want to ruin their next Warner Brothers deal and all this and all that. And they're sending TNA to do the fucking job for them, even though I think one of the next Dynamites outsold Slammiversary. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think it's annoying. I'm a fan of both companies. I like watching both companies. I like watching AEW pay-per-views. I like watching WWE pay-per-views. And if we're looking at a track record this year, AEW pay-per-views have been a safer bet than WWE pay-per-views, if I'm being honest, man. So it is kind of annoying because at the end of the day, with John Cena, we have to fucking choose WrestlePalooza.
Yeah.
Same way we're gonna have to choose the same one in the end of the year that we'll get to later. Um, and it's just fucking frustrating, man. I'm a fan of both. I like both companies. I like watching both companies. And it's just annoying, and they only think about like themselves and their tribalistic fans, and it's annoying and weak as hell, dude.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. Like you mentioned, I really want to know what member of the board lives in Indianapolis, because like that's just so
Why they go to
random.
Vegas?
I also 100%. I also heard Pat will be back for this show. So that's cool. Yeah, like I said when I showed you guys the photo, I like the logo. You know, it's a cool logo. I like the buzzsaw. I like that whole thing. And again, like, I know a lot of people wanted Bad Blood to come back, but like I personally didn't mind not having Bad Blood come back. I mean, again, we don't have to, you know, bind ourselves to these pay-per-view names every, early November we gotta do Crown Jewel, or every October we gotta do Bad Blood. That's why I like like just like Clash in Paris, different shows, you know what I mean? Just different shows, different identities, and all that good stuff. I think I think it adds a bit of freshness to it. And I do like the name. I do like the name. It was a bit odd. I was kind of sitting in the same boat you are. It was a bit odd to me at first. I thought it was an odd name, but I mean, it's grown on me over the past couple of days. It's not the worst name on the planet. But yeah, as for them, will be the first time, and hopefully they fucking don't do it again, which they will. But this will be the first time that they are stepping on AEW's toes, and obviously we're gonna be watching WrestlePalooza 9 times out of 10 from a creator standpoint. From a watching standpoint,
WWE.
from a watching standpoint, it is like you said, a lot of times these days it's a bit of a safer bet to watch the AEW show. From a content standpoint, it is always safer to go with the WWE show. I mean, any day of the week. Any day of the week, it's just
Mhm.
it's not rocket science. Okay, WWE is obviously the bigger company, and AEW is not going to touch them, which brings up my second point. Why are you doing this to AEW, bro? You are picking on you are picking on. I mean, you are the 8th grader picking on the fucking 1st grader here, okay? I mean, it is just like, why are you picking on them? Like, the kid is in 1st grade, okay? Like, why pick on this kid? And you are, again, you are the 8th grade kid picking on the 1st grader, bro. I mean, it makes no sense to me, dude. It really makes no sense to me. But WWE's gonna do it, and like I said, or like you said, it's because all they care about is themselves, and all they care about is themselves and their tribalistic, their tribalistic fan base that's going to just ride or die and stand 10 toes down for their pay-per-views. But it screws people like us who actually enjoy watching both companies, right? Especially when it comes to AEW on pay-per-view. Like, you can say what the fuck you want about AEW, they actually have really fucking good pay-per-views. Those are some of the only, what do they do, like, what do they do, like 9 pay-per-views a year now? Those are the only 9 nights a year that I actually find enjoyment watching AEW, because AEW Dynamite has like maybe one thing going at a time that's actually like good on it, maybe 2 on a great week, maybe 3. So, I mean, we're well past the days. We're well past the days of 2021 where majority of the shit on the show was good stuff. So I don't get it, man. But as for them streaming on ESPN for the first time for pay-per-view, this is very interesting, because the story we heard was Mania 42 in Vegas, again, was going to be the first time that they were on ESPN. It seems that they've sped that process up, which to me is interesting, but it also does make sense from the rumors I've heard, is because WWE was they had their commitments with Peacock, but because they started doing 2-night events, they kind of met their obligation a little bit early, to the point where they can, be done, and they've kind of given Peacock all the shows that they were supposed to give them, and it's because of the 2-night shows that have kind of sped the process up a little bit, with Mania and now SummerSlam moving to 2 nights. But I mean, so I guess that makes sense, but I'm interested to see how ESPN Plus works. I'm interested to see how that whole thing works, man. Hopefully it's a good streaming platform. I will say though, a lot of people caught this, and it did annoy me too. They aired a video package for WrestlePalooza,
It's just
and
celebrities.
I swear to God, you seen fucking Snoop Dogg, Jelly Roll, and I think George Kittle before you even seen the first wrestler you seen on that was Triple H, or was The Rock, and then the second one was Triple H. Those are two guys that are well, Triple H is retired. He's the fucking booker, and The Rock, who's shows up when the money's right. And then I think the first person they showed was John Cena, like 30 seconds into the fucking package. Like, what are we doing, bro? What? Like, okay.
I really don't. Especially because, like, you're WWE. That ad, no matter who you show, is going to be doing numbers. So why don't you take that time to show some
Yes.
of your newer people, some of your up-and-coming people, or some of your just current main eventers, and then people who are just, seeing that for the first time, like, oh, I haven't watched them in years. They watch the ad, oh, who's that? Oh, okay, I might watch it. They're not going to see fucking Snoop Dogg and be like, oh shit, I gotta peep this.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't get it. I never got that mentality.
It 100%. It absolutely it makes no sense. It makes no sense to do because of the reasons that you stated, and it's just like, I don't know. That kind of stuff just leaves a sour taste in everybody's mouth, because it's like, again, you air for the first, announcing that you're streaming this show on ESPN, and the first person you have to show is Snoop. What? Like, what? This is a guy that hasn't
Snoop
showed up
Dogg.
on WWE since what? WrestleMania. I think he was on commentary for
39?
WrestleMania 40. He might have been. We haven't.
Oh, yeah.
Last April of 2024. Like, why are we showing him? But it is what it is. And I'm interested to see how that whole thing is. I'm interested to see how that whole thing goes with, like I said, them being on the new streaming platform and whatnot. But Logan has a good question. He says, "Are we going to do reviews for both, like WrestlePalooza on Saturday and All Out on Sunday, or are we just going to do one?" So far, it's looking like we're just going to do one, and it's just going to be WrestlePalooza. So that's what it's looking like so far. But yeah, it is.
See how it goes. It's
Mhm.
well, that's something we'll like play with like reactions. If All Out has like a big enough talking points, then we could probably make one. But probably at this point, so far, just WrestlePalooza.
For sure. For sure. But yeah. So that is that. WWE announces WrestlePalooza to step on AEW's toes and step on their weekend. Well, not even just step on their weekend. This time, step on their day and their time. So
Just do it on the same weekend. I don't get that, dude. I don't get it. It's so frustrating with them right now.
you
They're
give
lucky
them,
they have John Cena. I'll tell them that.
yeah, you give them. You give them an inch and they take a mile. They guess the weekend was not enough for them. So there you go. But yeah, but that is that. That is the news on WWE officially announcing WrestlePalooza for All Out Weekend. And with that, we were just speaking a little bit about Peacock. What is going to happen with Peacock? Well, according to The Hollywood Reporter, the final WWE Premium Live event on Peacock will be WWE Clash in Paris on Sunday, August 31st. With that, the WWE library will remain available on Peacock through the end of 2025. NXT Premium Live events will be available on Peacock until March of 2026. So it looks like NXT, which kind of goes hand in hand with what I said about, like, the WWE
Roster deals.
wrapping up their obligations with Peacock a little bit early. It looks like NXT has not, which obviously because they don't have 2-night pay-per-views or whatever. So obviously they wouldn't have been able to wrap that up early. So again, I guess that just kind of further proves that the reason WWE is making the move to ESPN already is because obligations with Peacock have already been wrapped up, which when they signed the deal back in 2020, it was probably for X amount of, pay-per-views, and it was probably a number they had to reach in terms of like amount of content they're getting rather than the amount of, years on the deal. So, yeah.
Could explain why they did the 2-night SummerSlam a year early. I think they wanted to run through some of those numbers.
Mm-hmm. For sure. For sure. But yeah, so as to where the WWE library will end up when it comes to the end of the year, my guess is probably going to go over to ESPN or is probably going to go over to Netflix. Those are the two front runners for their library that I'm thinking at the moment.
I wouldn't doubt it. I'm assuming it's going to one of those main two too. So hopefully, at least it'll be on with something else. As long as it's not on a completely other random platform, I'll be okay.
For sure. For sure. Well, we just talked about this guy. This guy is widely regarded, with no personal bias included, as the greatest of all time. You may be very annoyed with the amount of John Cena shirts that somebody owns. Don't know who this person may be. However, it's the GOAT. It's John Cena. What is going on with John Cena? But first, it is worth noting that according to NBC Sports, Saturday night's main event will no longer broadcast on NBC. Instead, it will stream on Peacock. That is great news.
That's amazing.
That
Thank God, dude.
Man, I'll say right now, that is great fucking news because we do not have to adhere to these rush shows that have these hard cutoffs. And we reviewed the first Saturday night's main event. And we're obviously going to be reviewing another one later in the year, which we'll get to that in just a second. But we reviewed the first Saturday night's main event, and it was thoroughly disappointing. I mean, it was very disappointing, man. I mean, they hyped that thing up. Do you remember how much they hyped up Saturday night's main event? I mean, it was like every fucking segment. They just had to tell you Saturday night's main event this Saturday from what was it? It was like at the Nassau Coliseum, like it seemed like every segment. It was Saturday night's main event this Saturday, blah 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 blah. It was every single segment, man. And then we got to the show. They put 5 matches on a show that had a hard 2-hour cutoff. So from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And once 9 o'clock hit, it didn't matter what the fuck was going on. That show was going off. It was over. So to hear it will stream exclusively on Peacock means that obviously there will probably be no hard cutoff. And if things have to go over, they can go over. Which obviously we've seen the backlash regarding Bill Goldberg and everything surrounding his whole his whole retirement speech, which for better or for worse is kind of funny. It's kind of funny, but because it's Goldberg.
Exactly. Like at the end of the day, no matter what, it's fucked up because like the dude's retiring and you just cut his shit off. But it is Goldberg, so I don't care at the end of the day. But it's still like, god damn, bro. And it's funny because in December, after, the whole big one, you're gonna get Goldberg saying, "Oh, why didn't I get this? Why didn't this start
Oh,
till
you
after
already know.
me?" You know it. You know it.
Yeah, he even threw a jab at John Cena in there during his whole,
Dude,
crybaby session. He's just like, what did he say? He's like, they wouldn't do that to Cena. Yeah, motherfucker, because it's John Cena, you doofus. It's John Cena. You're Goldberg. Like, at the end of the day, like, yes, WWE owns, WCW, but, like, you were a rival guy. And you were a rival guy that when you came over, they didn't like you too much because you blow up in the ring. You can't work for more than 5 minutes. Like,
hated him.
we're comparing apples to oranges here, bro. We're talking about John Cena. This guy is arguably the greatest of all time, okay? That means all the names that everybody puts on that Mount Rushmore, John is the GOAT, okay? Of course they're not going to do that to John Cena. Like, what are we talking about here? But anyways, it's like what would make you think you would be on the same level playing field as John fucking Cena? But regardless, I'm glad we're not getting the 2 hour cut off. But like, it is fucked up because it is his retirement and they just cut his feed. But you would be just lying to yourself if you didn't say that was a little bit funny, okay? But but regardless, it is yeah, again, it's just a little bit funny, just a little bit. So with that being said, Cena, according to NBC Sports, John Cena's retirement match will take place on Saturday, December 13th at Saturday night's main event. The event will stream exclusively on Peacock. Well, first things first, I am glad that they did not go on World's End weekend because another show that we would have to skip. However, I wish WWE would have done World's End weekend, just not World's End day. Okay. Because I would have just liked it stretched out to the end of the year a little bit. But December 13th is the date. It will stream exclusively on Peacock. And say a prayer for your boy that day. Please say a prayer for your boy that day. I may
Oh man, it's gonna be a rough day, man. I know it.
Yes, it is going it is going to be a very rough day for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I think you're good now. You don't
Okay.
sound like a Wyatt vignette anymore. Okay.
LOL. Okay. All right. Okay. Think we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure we got our ducks in a row before we continue with this. Oh, okay. So back to what I'm saying. I am glad that this is not on the same day as World's End. Like I said, I wouldn't have minded if this was on the same weekend as World's End, just so we can get John Cena for as long as possible. But December 13th is the date. And it's going to be streaming on Peacock, so there's going to be no hard 9 o'clock cutoff like there normally is. And like I was saying, say a prayer for your boy that day. Man, I get sad thinking about it. I think we all do, but man, I get so sad thinking about now that I know the date. I get so sad thinking about December 13th, bro, because I can't picture it. I can't picture it, but it's going to be the last time we see the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time, and he deserves to go out how he chooses and when he chooses, and I'm glad he gets to do that, and I'm glad we had this retirement tour because not a lot of people get that, bro. Not a lot of people get that. If you're Bill Goldberg, you get cut off. You get cut off. You get cut off for your retirement speech, but we've had a whole year to appreciate John, even though a lot of people have had a hard time appreciating John Cena this year. I have, and one thing I could say when this whole year is over, there was not a moment where I did not appreciate seeing John Cena on my television, bro. So, God, I don't even know what that day looks like right now, man. I don't even know what December 13th looks like, but you know,
It's gonna be a rough day.
oh God, brother, it's gonna be a very rough day. I get sad watching him all year because the whole time I'm thinking to myself, this is the last SummerSlam we're gonna see the GOAT, or this is the last Mania where this is it. You know, this is the last Rumble. All that good stuff. That's literally been my fucking year this year. So just again, constantly saying to myself, man, this is the shirts. Every shirt says it. The last time is now, bro. So man, it sucks, but I'm glad they get to stream it exclusively on Peacock. So there, like I said, there's gonna be no hard cutoffs. There's gonna be no hard cutoff times, and it's gonna be fun, man. But I will say, I am a little sad they didn't do the pay-per-view called Ruthless Aggression, where it was just all about Cena. But Saturday night's main event, okay. Like again, if it was streaming on NBC and we had the hard cutoff, you better start having John Cena come to that ring at 7:30. That better be a 2-match show because that man needs to get all the time he could possibly get, bro. But again, no hard cutoff. So Saturday night's main event is okay with me.
Most definitely. Once I heard about the news of, Saturday night's main event going to Peacock, not having that commercials or the hard cutoff, I was fine with it at that point. I was like, okay, I'm cool with this. I'm okay with this. And I was just preparing to be sad that day, man, because it's going to be it's going to be a great day. But boy, is it going to be a fucking sad day, man. So I'm excited, dreading it at the same time for all, the obvious reasons. And, man, it truly is going to hit at the end of what's really going to hit is that next day, dude. I'm telling you, that next day is not going to feel real. That Sunday after isn't going to feel like a real day. Because like, what do you do after John Cena retires? Where you just got to continue on.
Where does
You know what I
the
mean?
world
Like,
go?
where does life go at that point, bro? All hope is lost, man. But
Yeah.
but I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm very, very glad they made that move to Saturday night's main event. To Peacock. I think that was the right decision.
I don't even know how many people I want in the room with me when that happens. It might just have to be Sir K because I know I am just gonna look
But
like the biggest goober. Like, man, oh god, I don't even know if I might not even have my camera on that night, bro, because I already know I am
wear a
just
mask,
I'm gonna look like the biggest fucking mark, dude. I'm gonna look like the biggest.
just wear sunglasses.
I might have to, bro. I might have. I might have to put. I got them right here. I might have to put these joints
I was gonna
on.
say, man, put the shade.
As you can
Might have
see,
to put the
my
shades on
OBS.
so they can't see.
I might have to, bro. Sir K likes these ones better.
Oh, it's gonna be a sad.
Sir K likes these
Oh,
shades
dude, hell
better.
yeah,
The curved ones.
fire.
Which I
The fucking gun ring, fucking
yes.
fire.
Obviously, I look like a dork because I have both
Amazing.
glasses on, but regardless. Anyways, I don't even know what that night looks like. Like I said, I don't even know. I don't even know who I'm gonna have in the same room as me, bro. Me and Sir K were there for the Wyatt ceremony, so I'm cool with him being there. I don't know about anybody else, bro. I don't know about anybody else. Um, I was trying to remember funny story about that night. So before that episode of SmackDown, me and Sir K were, we were gonna watch the show together. So before we make a stop at Wendy's, and we're like, we're gonna get some food for the show. We're sitting there, and this line is taking forever because we went to a Wendy's around us that is just fucking horrible. And we're sitting there forever, and the show's about to start, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't want to miss this. He's like, I don't want to either. And he just looks at me, he's like, we should probably just go to the house, bro, because I'm just gonna be crying all over my Baconator. And I was like, you know what? When you put it like that, when you put it like that, that's a great point. And we headed home. Bro. So
Like when you're at a funeral, bro, and you got all that good ass food in front of you, like I can't eat this, bro. I'm crying all over the damn food. Focus on crying.
not at all.
While I'm crying.
Not
I
not
can't do that.
not at all, bro. So I don't even know what's gonna happen for that show. I'll just say, pray for your guy, because yeah, I already know. I already fucking know. So if you guys want a good laugh, if you want a good laugh, show up December 13th, because yeah, I already know, man. That is just, God. That is
It's sad night, dude. Man, it's gonna hit.
it really is, bro. It really is. But it's gonna be on Peacock, and he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT, man, and I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it. But
Oh, very.
Nick Khan was excited as well, man. Nick Khan was excited as well because he had a message for everybody at AAA. So, according to, in the latest edition of the Uncle Dave Chronicles, Nick Khan reportedly gave a speech to talent working Triple Mania, letting them know WWE is not there to take over. Huh? So some of the wrestlers have reportedly claimed to be hopeful that this is the case, but note that they now have restrictions on their contracts around where they can take bookings. So
what did you think was gonna happen, bro? It's WWE, dog. What do you think? What do you think, dude? Why do you think the fucking original Cruiserweight Classic, fucking TJP won it? He won it because the other two they wanted to win it didn't want to fucking be locked into WWE contracts. Like, this is what you guys wanted. You wanted to be bought. I think it's great you guys got bought, but this is what you get. You get
yeah,
what you pay for.
oh God, I don't.
It's so funny because fucking last week we fucking covered that they wanted to fucking revitalize the logo. We're not taking over, man. We're thinking about changing the logo, but we're not taking over.
Come
Dog.
on, bro.
Come
Who
on.
are you lying to? Come on, like it's funny to read like talent are hopeful that this is the case. Look, I get you want to be hopeful. You look at Triple Mania. I heard Undertaker had, a hand in like helping with the show. On what planet was the Undertaker helping out with AAA? Like your show is being ransacked, okay? Your show is being taken under siege. Like I'm sorry. But it's like, and I'm sure WWE, that doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I mean, it could be a bad thing. It also could be a very good thing. But like, come on, bro. Like yeah. Your show is being taken over. Like let's stop lying here. 100%.
Exactly, man. Like I think it's a good takeover. I think so far they've actually have been like good and pretty faithful to what AAA is. So that's good, but like you guys are still taking over. You're still putting your foot in it. You're still, WWE, reaching your hand, fixing what you feel like you should be. It's a WWE ran show at the end of the day, and you know it.
Yes, they are slowly but surely inching towards making Dominic Mysterio the top guy over there. Okay, it
Exactly.
it.
Every one of those shows now has fucking like Judgment Day on it for some reason. Fucking like look at the pay per view.
No,
Come
100%,
on.
100%. And then guess what?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Look, bro, ever since them storms, I don't know what's been going on with the service in my area, but we had some pretty bad storms the past couple of days, and fucking man, I mean, I don't know what the fucking deal
Weeks
is.
to just storms.
Like, bro, what are we in fucking Seattle? I mean, what are we doing?
Literally, man. From that episode, it's unscripted and it'll get up. Literally, I don't know, man. I don't know why they're just hitting us with storms all of a sudden.
Me neither, bro. Me neither. So, regardless, back to what we were saying, Nick. I appreciate your efforts to try to give them a sense of comfort, but you are giving them very, very false hope. I'm sorry to tell you, but yes, you are indeed taking AAA over. Just it's okay to admit.
You are. It's okay. We know.
Triple
You're doing a good
H.
job.
Yes, 100%. So moving on from Triple A to Triple H, I will say they're doing a good job with they're doing a good job with the AAA stuff, man. Just like keep it to a minimum on Raw. I don't want to see too much of it. I don't want it to give me AEW ROH vibes.
Exactly, because I mentioned that's what it's been giving me on unscripted. I think the AAA side they've been doing really good. I just want to see less of it on Raw.
Yes, please leave that for the WWE stuff. So, Triple H
Please.
says time will tell when it comes to more two-night premium live events. I remember on one of their post-show media scrums a couple years ago, Triple H had mentioned something about somebody asked him about more two-night premium live events, and he was kind of opposed to the idea. He had said something along the lines of oh, why would you do that to me, or something like that, or like why, like that, basically insinuating like it's a lot of work. At least from what I got, like he was basically insinuating it was a lot of work to like put together multiple two-night shows, right? So he says it'll be something we see over time. Time will tell, and it's really for us about super serving our fans and making them happy.
Hurting our fans.
That is the story of WWE the entire year. Super serving. You are over serving your audience.
Yeah. Oh, you are fucking giving up. We are full. We are like sick full, and still you're just putting whole fucking pies on the goddamn table. Like I'm done. I'm done. I need a break. I need a nap. Something, dog. Something. I wouldn't be shocked. If there's we mentioned it, there's slowly going to be more and more two-night pay-per-views. With all like it's mainly going to happen. We mentioned it to the gimmick match pay-per-views,
Mm-hmm.
the Survivor Series, the Royal Rumbles, the Money in the Bank for some ungodly reasons. Those will be the next ones up probably.
Any okay. Yes. Anything that's got a two-night anything, you can pretty much guarantee that is going to be moved over to a two-night premium live event, and it is quite the switch up from his initial answer, which was pretty much sounded like a no. Which pretty much sounded like a no. It it is he's being I feel like Triple H doesn't want to do it. I think he's being pressured to do it because it generates them a lot of money and they can tout these crazy attendance numbers that don't exist, but you know, that's just what they like to tout, and it looks good on paper.
I think so, and I think that's what the main culprit here is too. I don't even think it's Triple H. I think it's TKO and the higher ups looking at the numbers and basically saying, "Oh, why don't we do this all the time?" And that just is that snowball that he has to now deal with. So I agree with you on that sentiment.
100%. It's like, you know, why would they want to say, oh, we had, you know, 70,000 people come out to the show when they can sit there and say, you know, SummerSlam had an attendance of 50 million people at the show. Like it, you know, they're crazy ass numbers as if the same people didn't buy tickets for both nights, but okay. So
Never thought about it like that. It is half of the same people,
oh,
so
100%.
I never thought about it like that. I
Like
never thought about it like that till you just mentioned it. That is hilarious.
so
It's not that a second amount of people. It's the
like if we end up going to SummerSlam next year, you know, they count me, you, and Logan as 6 people rather than 3. You know, because I mean we'd be showing up both nights, so it's like that's just
Mhm.
good old fucking good old WWE, bro. So
That
yeah,
is hilarious, dude. I didn't even think about it like that.
yep.
Bring 'em back.
Okay. Yes, I think so. I don't know
Yeah,
what the fuck is going on,
fair,
bro.
fair.
Yes, but so what I was saying is like, for example, if me, you, and Logan go to SummerSlam next year and we go both nights, we are basically counted as six individuals to get added to get added to their
People.
sheet. So it is, yeah. I again, I feel personally he does not want to do it. I really feel it is a big pressure from TKO just because the numbers look better. You know what I mean? And obviously, you can charge more for tickets if you know that be the case. So yeah.
Boy, that is very true.
So, with that being said, we are moving over to some creative type of stuff now because it is being reported by bodyslam.net as teased on SmackDown last week. The Wyatt 6 and MFT are expected to begin a feud in the near future. And this goes behind the rumors that WWE wants more of their bigger factions like the Wyatt Six, MFT, Judgment Day, and The Vision to feud with each other. How are you feeling about the
I don't
Wyatt
really like.
Six and MFT feuding?
It's gonna be a very, a very tough feud if I'm gonna be honest, man. You know, I always say it, but if you take fucking ball out the mask, it'll be a lot better, man. But I don't know, it's just the current state of the MFTs. Just none of them mean anything besides Solo, and
And the
then you
fire
got the
hydrant.
Wyatt Six where in fire, he does mean something. He really does. But then you got the Wyatt Six, who kind of have, in a weird way, the opposite problem, where like all of the other ones are more legitimized on television, except their leader, who is basically just a mouthpiece. It's a really weird. They have like the opposite problem, where for one, it's the leader that's the only one that fucking matters, and then for the other one, the leader is the one that fucking they make matter the least. So I'm very interested to see how they do that. They obviously have been teasing that every time that they're backstage, you see a Wyatt member in the back looking at them or something. So it's on paper it could work, you know. Obviously, you have the whole family dynamic of, you know, they don't like disgruntled families or, you know, doing wrong to your own family.
Mhm.
Solo's like chief at that, so it can be really good. I'm just very curious to see how it's gonna go in execution, man. Very curious. Same way, if they want to continue that with the Raw side, dude, Judgment Day in the Vision
Get the
sounds
fuck out of here.
miserable, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
That sounds horrific, man. So, hopefully, I think actually MFTs and Wyatts have a better shot at a better feud, if I'm being honest. So, I hope it's good. I hope it's good because it could be good on paper, but I don't think I'm gonna end up liking it in execution. But what about you, man?
Yeah, WWE has a hard time with having factions feud with each other. You know, they did great last year with like OG Bloodline versus the new Bloodline. I like that. But for every one of those, you get, you know, the Pride versus the Final Testament. You know what I mean? It's like for every, I mean, it's like sometimes WWE can do really good with a faction warfare, or it'll end up, or look at the Final Testament in the Wyatt Six. It was fucking horrible. Um, it was atrocious television. Um, as for these two groups, uh I mean, they fill in each other's gaps where, I mean, like you said, like MFT is a problem where like Solo's kind of the only one anybody cares about, and then the Wyatt Six is like, I feel like people like the other people, but then there's just like Uncle Howdy there, and nobody really fucking knows why he's there other than to just scream "My life for you" and laugh. I I don't fucking know. I don't know what he's there for exactly. But um I don't know. I don't know about this. I mean, it's an ambitious idea by WWE, like feud your two factions on SmackDown. Like again, it's an ambitious idea. I just don't know how it's going to come across on television. Who leaves that looking good? Are you going to leave the Wyatt Six with another loss? Are you going to, you know, have the MFTs lose? It's kind of, you know, it's kind of again, it's ambitious. I can appreciate that WWE's taking a risk in having them feud, because who really does come out the winner of that? You know what I mean? So, and it does fit with the whole, you know, Wyatt Six story of, like you were mentioning, like the disgruntled family type of stuff. So I mean, it could work, man, but at the end of the day, this is SmackDown creative, so it's just not, I can't really say confidently that it will go, you know, very well. Um Especially because these are two groups that kind of feel like a little just watered down versions of other factions, right? The MFT is like a watered down bloodline, and the Wyatt Six is like a fucking watered down Wyatt family. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's like, this is the
A lot of
equivalent.
water.
This is the equivalent to my OG telling me we have the bloodline versus the Wyatt family at home. You know what I mean? That's the equivalent to that. But I mean, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But it's just, you know, it's SmackDown creative, so you always got to be on edge.
True. That's very true.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes, but we will have to wait and see on that. So, with that being said, we do have an official word from our sponsor here at Notorious Heels, W Energy. W is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics to improve focus without getting the jitters. W is a clean formula that is sugar-free, zero-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Really. Always got to shout out W. Whether work, workout, whatever you may need the energy for. The next two pay-per-views, they're going to be early pay-per-views if you're an American audience. So if you want to be up in the morning, have the energy to watch these said shows, try some W, man. It'll keep you up, it'll keep you focused, and it'll taste good all at the same time.
Absolutely, man. With that, thank you as always to the official sponsor of what we do here at Notorious Heels, W Energy. JT says he wants an Uncle Howdy and solo mic segment that can go good or bad. It's so you know what you know what's I feel like Solo would be absolutely hilarious talking to Uncle Howdy. I'm so over. I'm so like, dude, we see these backstage promos all the time where he talks without a mask on. Why can we just not get that in the ring? I think that would do so much for the group. And they keep him hidden
Would.
behind a mask.
Imagine a heartfelt fucking Bo out there trying to preach about family, and you just got Solo being his dickhead self trying to like laugh through it. That'd be a great dynamic, dude. That'd be a really good dynamic, actually. And I don't think they'll do that. They'll just have creepy Uncle Howdy fucking talking in fucking whispers or whatever the fuck he does, and that's all we're gonna get.
Yes, that is exactly what we're
Like
gonna
you,
get. He's gonna Jesus, he's gonna be out there talking like a complete idiot the whole time, man, like he fucking normally does with his stupid Uncle Howdy gimmick. But why isn't Uncle Howdy the one that talks backstage? Like, you're doing it ass backwards, bro. Like, show Uncle Howdy on the vignette. Like, what are we doing, bro? It doesn't make no sense.
Like it'd actually be really cool to see, the Wyatt Six, in the ring doing normal stuff, doing normal promos. Obviously, Wyatt-esque promos, but
Yeah,
normal human promos in the
right.
ring. And then you cut to, these vignette segments where it's like where they kind of did those interview ones at first. Keep that up to like deep dive into each one of them. On a personal level, where kind of not that he's their therapist, but like he's the voice that talks to all of them. He,
He's like,
without sitting in the chair, is being their therapist, and
right.
that'd be really cool dynamic.
Yeah, he's like Howdy is like he's like the devil on their shoulder.
Oh,
He's gonna ask them all the questions that are really going to, deep dive into who they are as people. Um I like it, man. I like it a lot, but unfortunately, Uncle Howdy is the fucking face that we see more than Bo Dallas, and it's just it really is. Again, it is so ass backwards the way they do it, man. It really is, and again, we've seen Bo Dallas on WWE
really is.
TV. Okay, I think we're okay now. Okay,
Okay.
my bad. I don't know, bro. I don't know what again, dude.
It's
Literally,
weather.
no. Legit. Ever since that one fucking day, dude. Anyways, according to Fightful, Danhausen's contract with AEW would have been up July 1st, but there were months added due to injury time, which takes the contract well into 2026. Danhausen preferred it to just preferred if it would have just expired if AEW did not have anything creatively for him.
Yeah, I mean, then what fucking makes sense if you don't have nothing for them? Why are you keeping them, dude? Especially like you want to have you want to make a good impression with people even if they're gone. So just let them go. I don't get that obsession with adding injury time out of these contracts. I don't get it.
100%. 100%. I I do not see his gripe whatsoever. And we say the same thing with like Britt Baker. Hers is more of a creative issue, not really an injury issue, but like we said the same thing with like Ray Phoenix, for example. If you're not going to use these people, then just let them go. Why are you turning over their contract and you just and it's not like Danhausen is somebody that, just featured on television, but now that you know that he wants to go over to WWE, now you don't want to use him anymore. You haven't used this dude for like I can't even remember the last time this dude's even been remotely close to being on television. It's been well over a year. Bro, if you don't have creative, just fucking get rid of the guy. What are you holding him? What are you holding on to him for? Just let him go. Let him go do his indies and do his own thing. I do not understand. I do not understand why somebody like him, of all people, is being turned over. It makes no sense, man.
No, it makes no sense. I don't get the gain to this. I don't get the point to this. I don't get what they get from this. I think he made one random appearance like a little over a year ago, and then it was like a year before that, dude. I don't get it.
I mean, this guy is this guy is a yearly this guy is a yearly appearance, bro. Why are you holding on to him? For what reason are you holding on to the man for? Makes no sense, bro.
Makes no sense, man. None at all.
So, with that being said, we have news on Swerve Strickland. According to Fightful Select, Swerve has been working with a torn meniscus since 2019. AEW sources have indicated that Strickland is receiving help from the Jacksonville Jaguars medical staff to recover. There is a possibility Swerve could require surgery and time off. Christ, dude. Okay, what were you saying?
Um, okay, I got it.
Swerve.
2019. First of all, that's crazy. I'm sure it was a little thing. And it got worse and worse and worse over time, and that sucks, man. I mean, Tony Khan cares about somebody when they're not using AEW medical, they're using the Jaguars medical. That's how you know he cares about somebody. All the top people you hear use fucking the Jaguars medical because AEW medical fucking blows. But dude, that's so just fucked, man. I hope everything goes well for him. I hope that he's not gonna be, you know, truly like long term affected. I'm sure he will at this point. I just hope all goes well for him and he could take the time that he deserves to get good.
Yes, apparently, this injury happened while he was in the performance center. So the fact that he has
Oh
been
wow.
working with this injury since the previous decade is
Literally.
crazy work, especially yes, 6 years. 6 fucking years now. He's been working with that, and that is just, man, that is not good. That is not good. And like you said, man, I guess it's a true testament to how Tony Khan really feels about the man. Uh because he's actually having him go to probably a great medical staff and actually real professionals for the Jacksonville Jaguars, bro. But yeah, that is not good. That is not good at all. And if he does require surgery and if he does require time off, then hopefully he's able to get that and heal up and be back in no time. And we are definitely gonna miss him for sure. But hey, man, you gotta prioritize your health. And I know he's done a lot of great stuff, and he's done a lot of great stuff while and to think that he's been doing all that on a torn meniscus. Think about all the great matches and just how hard Swerve has been going since he arrived in AEW in 2022. Think about all of that, right?
Insane,
You can
dude.
think about the great matches with Swerve and Our Glory against the Acclaimed. You think about all the shit with Hangman, the Lights Out, the Texas Death, the match he just had at All In Texas against the Young Bucks. It was. Think about everything he did. The match with Danielson from the All In 2024. Think about that. All the great stuff he's done, all of that on a fucking torn meniscus. That is nuts. That is absolutely nuts, dude. But if he does need to go away, heal up, get surgery, nobody should blame the man at all. He deserves that. And yeah, I hope, man, I hope he takes the proper steps to recovery here, man. Which again, it's gonna suck being without Swerve, but at the end of the day, he's got to prioritize his health, man. And since 2019, it's time to get that fixed.
Most definitely. I think it's time.
And speaking of injuries, Will Ospreay with Zach Haydorn of SI, I'm assuming that means Sports Illustrated. He says, I am compromised. I've got a few herniated discs pushing against my spinal cord, which is affecting a couple of my nerves. But I can do stuff and I can perform one last time before it all needs to get corrected.
Why do you need to do Forbidden Door so desperately? Especially because like it's not Forbidden Door this year, and why wouldn't you take this time to start healing process as early as possible to be back as early as possible? I don't get that mentality personally.
Well, I could tell you the only reason Will is working Forbidden Door is because it's in London. That is the only reason why he is working Forbidden Door. But may I ask, did we have to put him in a lights out steel cage match? I mean, doesn't that seem a bit doesn't that seem a bit much with like with somebody with neck issues? I mean, it is a multi-man match, so there is like ways they can work around it. You know, I mean, he can like I said, they can have somebody, you know, handcuff him to a ring rope, and you know, I mean, like I said, there is ways they can move around it. I just hope he doesn't go too crazy, man. Especially, or like, I get he wanted to be at Forbidden Door, so like, why the hell didn't we just have him like interfere with something? Why didn't we have him, you know, come out, get the London pop, you know, hit a couple people and help the baby faces, you know, conquer the Death Riders and Gabe Kidd and the Young Bucks or whoever the fuck is in the match? Seems a bit crazy, again, being that he's probably going to have to go get surgery and is probably going to be out for a little bit. I don't know why we had to put him in such a rigorous match, but this is what they wanted to do. I hope putting him in a rigorous match like that means that maybe they have some sort of plan to, like I said.
It,
All right, you're good.
it,
All right, you're good.
no. Yeah, man. I hope everything can go well. I don't know, like you said, why they put him in some extreme ass match. Especially obviously he wants to be there because it's in London, but like we already know they're going to London again next year. So like that's a part I still don't get is why he's so desperately to do it this time. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just hope everything goes well. When he gets the surgery up till now, up till when he can come back.
For sure. For sure. So, yeah, that is the news on Will Ospreay, and that is the news on the injury that him, as well as his tag partner from All In, Swerve Strickland, are currently dealing with, man. So hopefully everything goes okay. Honestly, man, I hope the guys go get surgery. I don't. I get they like to not do surgery because then your recovery process takes longer, but for injuries that serious, it's probably the best idea.
Exactly.
Okay. I apologize. Very sorry. I don't know. I'm gonna figure out something to do. I got going on here, bruh. However, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho. Where were we? So, according to, bro, what the, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude?
Never fails. Always. It's always at the end too.
Okay. Jesus. Okay. For the love of God, I think maybe we're back. Good Lord. Chris fucking Jericho. For the love of God, can we talk about Chris Jericho? Chris Jericho, according to Fightful, is signed with AEW through 2025 and has a number of months left on his deal. There is no word on any creative discussions regarding Jericho in AEW as of late. But also Jericho tends to speak with Tony Khan directly regarding his creative. Also, there isn't a huge track record of him taking this amount of time off and how it would be handled. If there would be a contract freeze or how a potential return could be handled. According to Fightful as well, Chris Jericho's name has reportedly not come up in creative discussions with Chris Jericho's name has reportedly not come up in discussions within WWE's creative process. One source reportedly noted that this is far too early to tell what his contract status will be. However, it is also noted that there are talent backstage who are speculating about his return. With that being said, oh my God, you're still there. Wow, this is great. It is also being reported.
Been able to hear you.
It is also being reported per WrestleVotes. Several within WWE, including active talent, would like to see Jericho back in the company. A source stated that Jericho remained friendly with a number of people in WWE, and they expect a deal to be completed once Jericho is legally able to do so. There are some speculating, this some, I believe, being Uncle Dave, that Jericho will pop up as a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble next year, which I could actually very well see. What do you think about Jericho? What do you think he's going to do? Where do you see him going? And how are you feeling about this whole thing?
I think he spent the amount of time he can in AEW. I could definitely see him moving on back to WWE for a little bit. Um, and as long as I don't think so, and as long as it does, as his relationship with AEW doesn't end, with any bit of, negativity towards each other or whatnot, which I don't think so. I think it's gonna be, a nice thing. I mean, it's what Jericho wants. I think it's what AEW overall is okay with. Obviously, Jericho is a big part of the come up for AEW, and people need to remember that and, acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But overall, in his later run, Jericho can only do so much for television, and it ended up being some of the worst parts of television. So I think for him, creatively, WWE can do him some good. I think this might benefit everybody. Um, and I think he will, and I think he should. I think it'll be cool to see him back over there in WWE again. And I'm cool with everything. I hope everything goes well for all parties involved.
You know, if you would have asked me this a couple months ago, I probably would have told you, like, I don't really want to see Jericho back in WWE. But as I think about it, there is a lot of cool stuff he can do. If you look at, like, the people he hasn't interacted with in forever, you look at, like, Rollins, Sami Zayn, and the big one, I know he's hurt right now, but I know the big one, I want to see him interact with Kevin Owens again. I mean, it has been far too long since we've seen two interact. So there is a lot of, and there is a lot I guess he can do in terms of like helping a lot of like maybe the younger guys uh find their way the same way he did for Kevin Owens. Now, I know it was kind of harder for him to do that in AEW just because of whatever the reason was. Maybe it was just that AEW moved on from him, or maybe their young guys are maybe not as urgent to take advice. I don't know if that's the case, but that is something that we've heard. But I really want to see him interact with Kevin Owens, and I think that would be very cool because even on AEW television, they've kept up the story of Jericho and Owens hating each other. Because I remember, do you remember that promo that Matt Menard did a couple years ago where he talked about, I joined your group against and my buddy Kevin told me you were a scumbag. Yeah, like so they've kept that up, and I really want to see him interact with KO. But in the meantime, there are a lot of people he can interact with that he hasn't interacted with in a very long time, and that is the good thing from having two promotions, and that's why you don't step on the other promotion's toes, especially when they will not touch you, because it's good to have people go away, you know. It is just good sometimes, man. And that was Jericho's best case scenario was to just leave. It was to leave WWE, and now people can be, excited for him to come back because all of these people he hasn't interacted with in 5-6 years. So it's a good thing, man. It's a good thing in everybody's case. As for him in AEW, the last run obviously sucked. It's absolutely it has just been god awful with the learning tree. I mean, it has helped nobody. It hasn't helped anybody he's feuded with. It hasn't helped anybody that he's been in the group with. Nobody. Yes, but for every one of those, there is, there is something on for every one of those. There is, there is something on for every one of those. There is something there is a bad Jericho gimmick to follow. But but I think the learning tree was the worst one, man. But as for what he did in AEW, you got to appreciate what he did for that company, man. He got that company off the ground. But I think, in his age, he hasn't really been able to contribute the same way he did. And I honestly just think that AEW kind of passed him by a little bit, bro. I think they kind of passed him by. And I think that, like I said, I think his time in AEW was just, it was just time to wrap it up. I think it was just time to wrap it up. And like I said, I don't think there's much more for him. I don't think there's much more for him to do in AEW, even though, like I said, you got to appreciate what he did for the company and very crucial. Back to WWE, like I said, I would be down for him to interact with, even like JT says, CM Punk. CM Punk. There's also Cody Rhodes over there, right? Roman Reigns and like a Sammy, Seth, and for me, the big one is Kevin Owens. Man, I would really love that, but yeah. So that is that is the news on Chris Jericho. As I think that would be a pretty nice Rumble surprise. As for how much he's going to be able to really contribute in WWE remains to be seen, but we will see. But I would be open to the idea. Like I said, I think AEW, I think the AEW run has kind of just ran its course.
Most definitely, I would agree.
And that is going to do it for all the news here. That is going to do it for all the news here today to wrap up the news. And now on to the Forbidden Door 2025 predictions. So, starting off, we have Kyle Fletcher versus Hiromu Takahashi for the TNT Championship. Man, Yeah, I really wonder
Wonder who's
who's
gonna
gonna
win this
win
one.
this one. Yeah, dude, I'm wondering the same thing. This is an easy Kyle Fletcher.
Most definitely. Very easy. Kyle Fletcher win, man. One of the only Forbidden Door matches on the show.
Yes, sir. And with that, the three-way for the tag team championships have the Hurt Syndicate defending the championships against FTR and Brodito. Well, I guess the Hurt Syndicate really did not want to lose to FTR.
Rodito. God damn it. Yeah, I'm sure FTR is probably gonna pin Brodito, and I think we know how that match ends, man.
1000%. Yes, FTR is going to pin Brodito. That is my prediction. They are going to pin Brodito and win the tag team championships for the 12th time because the Hurt Syndicate did not want to lose to FTR, man. So yeah, that is that.
A loophole.
I, they found, yeah, they really did. They found their loophole, bruh. But yeah, so I'm gonna go FTR. We all know FTR are going up against Christian and Adam Copeland for those AEW Tag Team Championships, man. But yeah, so predicting FTR there. And the next match is for the TBS Championship. It is the Interpromotional TBS Championship 4-way. Where we have Mercedes Moné versus Pressaphone versus Bozilla versus Alex Windsor. Bozilla. You predicting Bozilla from start?
No, dude, I saw that graphic, and that was the first thing I was like, Bozilla. All right, okay. I mean, very obvious fucking Mercedes retain, no
Yeah.
doubt in the mind. Um, and we got, you know the classic. You're an A woman coming into AEW within like Alex Windsor. Get your big title shot. She'll lose it, and she'll just be a part of the roster after that, man. So very obvious Mercedes win.
100%. That is exactly what's going to happen. She is 9 belts Moné. So, she's definitely not going back to 8. Let's just say that. That is good. This is an easy Mercedes win. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Nigel McGuinness with Daniel Garcia in his corner. I don't know where the fuck that comes from, but okay. Uh I'll go ahead and say Zack Sabre Jr. Honestly, I think I seen an image of like Daniel Garcia looking angry, so I don't know if they're gonna maybe like have him turn on Nigel McGuinness here so they can work together. But either way, I'll go ahead and say Zack Sabre Jr. Which this is for. Zack Sabre's the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. I didn't know that. Oh, Nigel's getting the world title match. I thought it was for that. I thought he still had that rectangle title. I think it's their TV title. You know, which was the New Japan World TV.
Yeah, rectangle.
Yeah. Well, I
Huh.
guess. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. He is for. Okay, this is for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool.
It's very cool, man. And I think obviously Sabre's gonna win, and I do think that Garcia is probably gonna end up turning after that match or to end the match.
Yes. There you go. Well, the image is a little outdated here. AEW have not updated the graphic. Well, maybe they have now, but they didn't as of last night. Cope and Christian versus Kip Sabian and not Nick Wayne, but one of the only cool parts from Dynamite was the dinosaur was revived by, I think, a scapegoat. I'm pretty sure he was revived by a scapegoat, but it is Kip Sabian and Kill Switch. Luchasaurus is back. That was dope. Did you see that little vignette they did on Dynamite?
I didn't actually have to go watch that because I was actually very interested in his return.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't wait to see it.
100%, bro. 100%. So, Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus was revived, and you don't see who revived him, but he was, you can see, it was a white hand, it was a white dude, and this white dude was wearing a black denim jacket, and I'm pretty sure he was revived by a scapegoat. Let's just say that. If we
I think
get
so.
a dark Jurassic Express back, all I can say is their tag division really fucking needs it. I'll say that.
Most definitely. I think their tag division really needs it, and that'd be a really cool, like, breath of fresh air for both of them.
Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say Cope and Christian here. 100%.
Oh, very obvious Cope and Christian win.
For sure. So, the next one for the AEW Undisputed, as Excalibur says, Championship, the Unified Championship. We have Okada taking on Swerve Strickland. Wonder who's going to win this one. Is it the guy that makes 1.2 billion yen or the guy with the torn meniscus that may have to go get surgery?
Really, we were basically just told he's about to be written off television.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's a fucking Okada win, guys. He's probably gonna just beat the life out of fucking Swerve, get whatever friends, whatever faction he's with, and they're gonna beat the life out of Swerve.
100%. So yeah, this is, well, he is with the biggest numerical faction in history, the Don Callis family.
Fuck.
So, yeah, this is an Okada win for sure. It's probably going to be a great match.
Oh, very.
The AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm defends against the ROH Women's World Champion Athena. The audio's in and out. It's moving okay on my end.
I think it sounds good for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it.
my soundboard looks okay. It's not skipping on my end. So, but Toni Storm versus Athena. I hope Athena, just because I would hate for them to just have her just lose. I would hate for them to just have her lose her Casino World Championship match. I hope so. They kind of been teasing a little bit of like her and Mercedes, they've been having like face-offs here and there, so I hope we go in that direction. But regardless, I'll go ahead and say I will go ahead and say I'll go ahead and say Athena.
Yeah, I think overall, I think Athena might have this one if I'm being honest. I think they did everything they wanted to get with Tony done, and I think they might want to do Athena now.
Especially because Athena will then have 2 belts and Mercedes will have, the 9 that she holds. So like I don't know, Okay, there you are. Okay, so
There you go.
Jesus Christ, right at the end. Well, I can't even say that. But
Always.
Jesus. But yes, I'll actually go ahead. I'll throw an oddball pick of Athena in there. So yeah.
Same.
11 belts money is on the way.
God.
With that, we have a lights out steel cage match. I am actually very excited for this because we will have John Claudio, Gabe Kidd, and the Young Bucks versus Darby Allin, Will Ospreay, the Ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and the Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi. Now Will Ospreay. Okay. For this one, all right. For this one, man, I am very excited for the match. This will probably be this will maybe be the last time we see Tanahashi on AEW television, but Tony Khan is a mark, so we will probably see him sometime at the end of the year. I don't know, man. I will go ahead and give this one to the babyface team. I feel like maybe this will be a good reason for Darby to lobby for his one-on-one match against Jon Moxley. So I'll go ahead and say the babyface team here.
Most definitely. Very excited for this match, and I would agree. I think the babyfaces have this match.
So, what might be the main event, even though I could see this being the second to last match, and then they'll do the lights out, and then they come back on because the show's over, and then they, do the lights out steel cage match. But I think this will be the technical main event on the show. Again, not counting the lights out match. For the AEW World Championship, MJF versus Adam Hangman Page. Apparently MJF negotiated by pouring gasoline on Mark Briscoe that he does not have to use his contract in order to get this match. So Hangman gave into it because he didn't want them to light Mark Briscoe on fire and just commit murder on live television. So Hangman, I guess, agreed to this, but I guess MJF is not, using his contract anymore. I don't necessarily know, but okay, I guess. Man, I don't know. I'm kind of split with this one. I'm kind of. Well, actually, no, I'm not. Because if MJF is not using his contract, then this is an Adam Page victory for sure.
I think overall it's going to be an Adam Page victory to the match. I wouldn't be shocked if right after MJF tries to, cash in then. But overall, I think it's going to be Hangman, and they might be saving that contract. Tony Khan might have thought he fucked up. He realized he fucked up, and I think he might want to save that contract for future use.
I certainly hope so, because that was a horrible decision.
I hope so.
That was a horrible decision. But yeah, that is that. And so, yeah, so I'll go ahead and say Hangman. I don't know if the Hurt Syndicate get involved or what whole type of shenanigans go on, but I do think in the end, I think it will be an Adam Page victory. I don't see them taking the title off of him already. It's only been a month. So that is what I'm feeling, man. That is what I'm feeling. But with all of that being said, that is it. And that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious podcast, man. This has been episode 280. Again, I apologize for all the buffers and whatnot. I am going to get on that very shortly. Because it is just ridiculous at this point. But with that being said, man, thank you guys, everybody who tapped in, came in the live chat here with us, man. We appreciate you guys, man. Lonnie, Logan, my guy JT, thank you guys so very much. Anybody who joined live or my guys are part of the Replay Mafia, JT and JB, even though JT is here now. Appreciate you guys always tapping in, man. It has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
Nice. Okay.
And we will see you all on Sunday afternoon. Hopefully it's not a fucking 6-hour show, but Sunday afternoon with the Forbidden Door post-show review.
Peace.